Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Kaiser Community Diversity Engagement Committee. I'll be calling this committee to order. Can we get a roll, please, Dawn?
Yes, Larry Porter,
Here.
Guillermo Rodriguez. Absent. Tammy Coons,
Here.
Robert Barney,
Here.
Counselor Cross,
Here.
Elaine Wilson,
Here.
Foster Ramos.
Here.
Thank you.
For those in the audience and at home, our first order of business this evening will be to select a chair and a co-chair. At this time, the floor is open to chair nominations.
I'd like to nominate Tommy for the chair, and I will nominate, Fossil for vice chair.
Thank you. Okay. I'm feeling like to be chair.
I was to say, do we get to just, nominate people now? Okay, I would like to nominate, Robin for chair.
Are there any other nominations for chair? In that case, we have two nominated, so we'll go to a vote of hands. All those in favor of Tammy, raise your hand. All those in favor of Robin, raise their hand. I'm not supposed to include Robert to the supporter. Does the chair of their attempt vote also? Robert Rules of Order said that we don't.
Well, I think you would in this case because you can nominate yourself.
Yeah. No, okay, you would. Okay. So. No. No. I wouldn't have to vote, you're in chamber. Oh, okay, evidently there was a 3-2 vote and I am the chair. Thank you. But. Now nominations for vice chair. And I will go ahead and nominate Fazio, please. Any others?
I would like to nominate myself for vice chair.
So we have two for vice chair, one's Fazio and the other one's Tammy. All those in favor of Fazio being co-chair, raise your hand. All those in favor of Tammy being co-chair, raise your hand. Oh, 4-1.
Fazio, vice chair.
Vote is 4-1, Fazio is vice chair. Thank you so much. Okay. Could we make sure that Mr. Rodriguez is noted that he is here? Thank you. I'll go ahead and read the land acknowledgement. We are gathered on land of the Kalapua Federal Confederate Tribes of the Grand Ronde, the Confederated Tribes of the Celeste Indians, and the whose relationships with this land continues to this day. We offer gratitude for the land itself and for those who have lived on it for generations. We acknowledge that our city's history, and like many others, is fundamentally tied to the first colony developments of Oregon. Finally, we respectfully acknowledge and honor past, present, and future Indigenous citizens of Kaiser with a genuine desire to collective healing and understanding. We offer this land acknowledgement to respectfully recognize the land and its Indigenous people. The acknowledgement recognizes that the last progress begins and it continues with the growing understanding of harms and works to challenge the legacies of colonialism in order to move forward in the true spirit of community. Thank you. Now, do I have approval of the August 25th minutes? For testimony.
I'm going to approve the minutes of August 25th, 2025.
Ms. Wilson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion about the minutes? Oh, excuse me. Chairperson Wilson made the motion to accept the minutes for August 25th, and it was seconded by Fabio. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Thank you. Motion passes.
Now, yeah.
Not used to the gavel part. We have some interested parties in our audience today that I'm sure would like to speak. I don't have their names, so I'm so sorry. Jackie, are you speaking this evening?
No.
Okay.
Jane.
Jane.
Isn't it under committee, under report?
So she's gonna come under committee reports. Okay. All right. Well, we're moving right on to committee report. Thanks, Jane.
Thank you. Oh, it's weird. That's okay. I figure on the fly, that's what.
Move this over in case you have backup.
Okay, thank you. Well, Chair, Tichenal had invited me to come and speak with y'all. And she had provided some questions that y'all were interested in hearing about the volunteer coordinating committee. So I should introduce myself. I'm Jane Herb, Chair of the Volunteer Coordinating Committee. Thank you. And so that's why I'm here. And so I have some things prepared to entertain other questions. So this is questions about how volunteers are selected for all the various committees and commissions in Kaiser. And so first she just asked to kind of walk through a typical process for someone to volunteer in Kaiser on committees and commissions. And so how that looks is the city is always posting the different volunteer positions on social media, on the chamber website. Some of us on the committee also posted in our own Facebook feeds or in other sort of Kaiser groups on Facebook. That's about the extent of my social media. And so also people can go to the website and sign themselves up to get notices about volunteer positions. So we are constantly trying to get word out to all, nearly 40,000 people in Kaiser to please come and volunteer. And so once somebody has decided that there's a committee or commission of interest, then they go to the Kaiser website and we have an application on there. And so they would complete that application. It is in English and Spanish. That was one of the questions too. It's in multiple languages. So that's a new development over the last couple of years to have it also in Spanish. And so then also new is that the candidates would have a background check run on them prior to coming in front of the volunteer coordinating committee. And the city manager looks at that. I think there are a couple of people in the city who look through that background check and make a determination if the person is a viable candidate. And so then they get invited to come and speak at, we have a once a month meeting typically. And so they would come and we would ask them to come up and provide their testimony, who they are, why they want to be on that committee. And then we ask them additional questions and thank them for coming and for volunteering. And then we have it voted by the committee. And whoever is selected for the position is then forwarded to city council for the ultimate final approval to be on whatever committee or commission that our committee recommended them for. And they're notified and then they start serving. So that's kind of the process. And let's see, another question. What types of questions and conversations are typically asked by the volunteer coordinating committee members when considering somebody? So we do have this wonderful book that Dawn has put together for us. And we have a section with potential questions that we can ask or we should be asking. So we've been given training by the city attorney about making sure that we're asking legal questions. And it would be similar to what you can ask in a job interview. There are certain topics that are just not appropriate. And so we stay away from those. So we ask things like, talk to us about what kind of skills or training or passion you have for this particular committee and what its job is or what its work does. Often somebody on our committee asks, what's your favorite thing about Kaiser? Why do you want to volunteer? How are you invested in Kaiser? So we have a sample interview questions, so all of our members can ask whatever they like to ask of the candidate. Let's see. So what's something that you feel could be improved about the application process? So I think that I talked about that a little bit when I first started, that we need to get the word out more. So that is always a conundrum to try to reach people. Everybody's very busy. They're on different social media, or they're not on social media at all. They haven't given us their email to send out the regular announcements of these things. So I think that's probably where we'd love to get heads together to try to get more people to know about these position openings. And I think that's just kind of a standard trouble that everybody has, getting word out to anybody about anything. So how is the open position made public? There's a recruitment notice mailed to all the committees and interested persons, and those are people who have signed up on the website to hear about things like this. And they get posted on the city's website, on Facebook, and also in the Chamber of Commerce social media website. Is it ever difficult to get positions filled? It is sometimes, though we've had our committees really well filled in the past several years, which is great. But for the past couple of months, we've had some openings on the Kaiser Public Arts Commission that we haven't been able to fill. We've been recruiting for a couple of months. So on occasion, we do have trouble filling. But in recent history, it's been, more candidates than positions available. One of the questions was, what are some challenges that people often face when applying? And so my thought on that is the biggest issue is probably time, and everybody is stretched thin. So we ask, if at all possible, people applying to be on any of the committees and commissions, be there in person. And if they have another commitment, then at least send us a letter and say, I can't be there because work took me away, or a family obligation took me away, or whatever, but I'm still interested in the position, please consider me. So our committee can consider somebody who does that. If they just don't show, then we won't consider them. But we do tend to like to meet people in person and interview them and have them come and talk to us. So a candidate who's here in person is more likely to get the position than somebody who sent us a letter that, but we're always happy to have them apply for another position and come back another time when they can. So time, and the other part about time is, if they can't make it to the meeting to apply, do you really have time to be on this committee? And so we talk about the obligations of the committee, like planning commission, for example, is a ton of reading. And so if they don't have time to take 2 or 3 hours during the week prior to the meeting, maybe that's not a good fit. So we try to talk about that with candidates to make sure they're not taking on something that really isn't going to work for them. let's see, and there could be other volunteer opportunities that are more, available for them and work better for their schedules. What's the term limit for VCC members and how do people get on the VCC? So people are elected to this committee by each city councilor and the mayor. And so they all have 2-year terms. And then if they're reelected, they could choose, so the VCC committee basically runs the same as the councilor and the mayor terms. But for me, for example, Kyle Duran is my counselor and he appointed me, and so I served 2 years and then he ran again and got reelected and asked me to run again. And so I think I'm in year 3 or so, 3 or 4. And I could have said, no, and he could have found somebody else, but I was enjoying serving and so I said yes. The longest serving member of the volunteer coordinating committee is Stacy Hickman. She is the mayor's appointee and she's been on the committee since 2015. She was chair for many years. And then Larry Jackson has been serving on the committee since 2017. He is Councilor Kohler's appointee. And the last question she had was, how do VCC members keep personal bias out of their selections? So that's, a question that we all need to think about in these roles. And we do have guidance on that. And we've been provided information on what kind of bias that people can have. So there's things like the halo effect and the similarity bias and rater bias, contrast bias, first impressions. A pressure to just get get the position filled. So there can be all sorts of biases. But we try to be aware of those, obviously, and that when we're meeting the candidates, we are reading their applications in advance and considering their experiences, their skills, and what we think might fit really well with whatever committee or commission they're applying for. And they don't necessarily have to have any background in the kind of work that the committee or commission is doing. You could have all sorts of other relatable skills to that position. I myself have served on planning commission and I have no idea, how it happens in planning in a city. And so it was very educational for me. And I think a lot of people in the city don't have any background on it either. So I was representing people who didn't know anything about planning commission and trying to bring that perspective. So we think about those kind of things. We don't say you have to be a planner or a transportation expert to be on the traffic pedestrian committee or anything like that. So another example is we recently interviewed candidates for a new committee, an emergency response committee that's happening in the city. And both candidates were outstanding and either one of them would have been a good choice, but we have to make a decision and have a vote on it. And so one of the candidates just seemed to have an absolute passion for the work and they were backed up by lots of experience in emergency planning and healthcare also. So there were votes for both candidates, and she was the one who was selected in that particular case. Those were all the questions that I got in advance, and I'm happy to answer anything else that you'd all like to know.
Thank you.
I was making notes while you're talking.
Okay, now I talk fast, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Jane, so, is there a committee that you see more turnover than others? And if you know which one, do you have a guess why or how it could improve the committee's retention in volunteers?
That's an interesting question. I think that the one that we have the most trouble filling is the youth spot on any of the committees. So trying to recruit more local youth onto the committees, something. The Arts Commission recently we've been having trouble filling for some reason. I don't know. I don't think there's anything that would make it be hard to fill. It's just happened that 3 people, were not on the committee anymore for whatever reasons. And so we have several openings.
Okay.
Yeah, the youth is most.
Is there like a season or period where you see a spike in people applying for those positions, maybe like a winter or summer? Is there any, do you see any changes in applications throughout the year?
No, I don't see any patterns like that, and Dawn has to send out their certain time frames where she has to post the position, and it has to be posted for a certain amount of time and gather those applications, and then once that's closed, people have to wait till the next cycle.
Okay. Thank you. Last one.
I was gonna say just really quick, so because they are 2 years, whenever the year is coming up, then they make the announcement. So-
Well, but people may leave sooner, so that's
Oh,
what's
right, yeah,
happening.
but that's, yeah, anyway, okay,
Um,
yeah.
so the last one. So and at some point you're explaining, so when you guys have an application, those people came in person so they can be interviewed and talk to you guys. You also mentioned that if they're unable to attend, to let you guys know, do they know they have this option? If I don't show up, I can let them know and come back later, come back next month? Is that piece clear to them about that option? Thank you.
I would defer maybe to Dawn on that one, thank you.
Yes, I have a template email that I set up with all of the information, and I invite them to interview, and I let them know that there is an option, that if they can't attend, to please write a letter to the volunteer coordinating committee and explain and share their interest and why they can't attend. And then I forward that on to the members before the meeting, and I also bring a copy to the meeting. If I get the letter soon enough before the packet is published, then I will put it in the packet.
Okay, thank you, Dawn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jane.
My pleasure.
I had a question about, so student liaison, position, like on CDEC, we're supposed to have a student liaison.
Right,
How are we, forgive my vocabulary, but how are we farming for student representation or young adult student representation?
well, it's kind of the same way that we're doing for everybody, but for, the past several years, Counselor Reed is a high school teacher, and so she had a lot of access to students and was trying to promote these positions within McNary High School. And so that was helpful because she did encourage kids to come. And so if we had more connection into the schools, it would probably be very helpful. We could somehow get, teachers involved and them encouraging students. That would be wonderful, but we don't currently have anybody else on council who's a teacher or anything, and I don't think anybody on our committee is. But that's definitely something to explore. We need more youth involvement.
Would it be inappropriate to send out some kind of like volunteer email, maybe to a principal and be like, hey, we're looking for a student liaison for XYZ committee. Do you have any student leadership students or, 3.5 above student or athlete of the year student that stands out for that position? Is that something we can do from like Dawn or Tim's position where like we're not doing it, but
Yes, I have sent out emails to the principals for all of the schools and specific teachers, especially arts teachers. And I haven't gotten any responses. So I stopped sending it for the regular recruitment. But nobody has said anything about sending over students or anything.
Jane, excuse me, do you target specific groups like chess club, speech and debate,
No,
any of those, like, honor society or anything, so it's just kind of left up to whoever to get the word out for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's something that our committee talks about a lot, you know, how do we get the word out more?
Mhm.
And so we're always open to suggestions and coming up with more methods to reach the youth and everybody.
School counselors might be a good place to go.
Yes. Yeah, the principal and the school counselors and assistant principals.
Mhm. Okay. So, go ahead. No, go for it. Sorry. Yeah, you go.
What causes you guys to leave a committee empty after people have applied? Meaning you have people come in, you interview, and you select none of the above.
That would be each individual's determination to vote, because we do have, we put the names of the candidates on the ballot, and we also can have a no choice. And so it's up to each individual committee member to determine if they want to make a no choice.
Hmm.
And that can happen.
Dawn, when did you last talk emailing the principals about the positions? Thank you.
I don't remember, it's probably been a year.
So it's been a minute.
What's that?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I can't remember if I emailed them with all of the open recruitments or just focused on the arts. Because we have so many programs for the arts.
Mhm.
Would you be able to maybe next meeting tell us what email them in the last bit? I wonder if maybe something can brainstorm it to, when emailing the principals, maybe just the position for the youth. Maybe you target them better, or maybe, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to make a suggestion that came up actually at our last meeting. If it would be, meet with your approval, of course. We don't want to step on anyone's toes. My light bulb kind of just went on. At our last meeting, we had talked about putting together with your involvement a video of how to apply, what types of things you're looking for. What if our first pilot project was putting this video together, helping the volunteer committee, and asking McNary to put it on their website as one of their opportunities for students?
And using the range.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair Barty. I would just remind that any ideas like that, still, that we need to, when you do your committee member report for September, they need to go before council. So we have the parameters right and we get with legal,
Okay.
and we have all of our
Can I?
I's dotted and our T's crossed.
Tim, can you add that to our list?
I need a motion, I guess, to take that to city council.
I make the motion, we take that to city council.
Okay, so Ms. Coons make a motion to take this committee, working with a volunteer committee to put together a video to approach McNary High School to put it on their opportunities section at McNary High School website. So,
And using the rec range as a vehicle there, because they have that media room upstairs that is specifically designed for that. So they have people who are experienced at that.
Fazio, can you address that? And then we'll go to,
The media room at the Grange upstairs. Are we talking about the concert hall that's upstairs with the live stage, or do you mean the podcast room?
Podcast room.
That one's at the Redlands, but yes.
and we could use that to make the video there, you think?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I don't think it's just, we're just targeting McNary, right? We're targeting just you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we're just
Just
targeting
clarify
that
that.
you. There seems to be where all the committees are lacking right now, and it's difficult for you to get people. I think that's best where we can serve them, is helping to find youth in the community. Go ahead.
We had thought at some point of involving McNary's the people that are taking classes on making, advertising and stuff like that.
Mhm.
We're talking about involving them. And it might be good to have the youth themselves, doing the advertising, so that it's more appealing to them.
I think that's a really good idea. Who? Yeah.
Thank you, Chair Barty. So that's C-Tech, so they have a C-Tech program over there, they have a marketing department, so that's probably something you could get with marketing. I think just from my point of view, remember, I'm just the liaison, that if Tim goes to the council and does a video, we almost have to have a little bit more specificity on it, be more specific in what it is, because the video, like, how long is the
Oh.
video, like, if you're using kiddos, are we asking, Mr. Lawyer, like, they're under 18,
Okay.
what messaging are we trying to say, like, do we have, it might be something for, and the 2 or 3 of you get together and have like a work session, that way they're very clear, because if me not being at this meeting came and you said you want a video, okay, how long is it, who's in, what's your messaging?
Well, you don't trust us.
And then you got Shady behind me, and then Shady's gonna have
Yeah.
about 6 of us for every 3 of mine,
Yeah.
so.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I think it's a great idea. I think that there has to be more like parameters and than just, hey, Tim, we're gonna do video.
You could start the video, Tim.
What do you think, Tim?
I'm kind of in line with you, Councilor Cross. I'm just sitting here trying to think of what am I exactly taking to the city council. So my thoughts are, at this point, if the vote goes through, just taking the concept to the council to say, hey, maybe an FYI for the council to say, hey, we're considering this, doing a video to engage the youth. Do you have any strong feelings of what should or should not be included in that? Is that kind of what we're looking for, or are we?
That, what my thought was, perhaps 2 members off of this committee could work with Jane to see what that video might look like, the length, we might use, where we're gonna video it at, how we're gonna implement the video, those types of things I think council's gonna want. So not to exhaust another 30 days, do I have 2 volunteers that could meet with Jane and put that together?
Can I just clarify one thing? I'm a little bit confused. You talked about a video to show people about application and also talking about the students' place. So are we talking about one video or 2
We're only talking about one video
for these?
for the youth.
Got it,
For
thank
the
you.
youth. It seems like they're the hardest people to capture as volunteers. So do I have 2 committee members that like to volunteer with that? Oh, go ahead then.
What might be helpful in this case is if we put this group together, they do some work, come back at our next meeting, which may be a sketch, a rough outline of this is kind of the thoughts, this is the overall messaging that we want to have. Not necessarily a script per se,
No.
just some loose guidelines to say, this is what we're hoping to do. And maybe put some feelers out to see if McNary's even interested, and then we can kind of bring that, package it back together, and then take that to the council.
Excellent. Jane, I'm willing to work with you on that. Is anybody else willing to work with you and Jane? Okay.
I would be up for that. When it comes to making a video, just on the media side of things, because we do some podcast editing, that the video would take time recording, clearing audio, and then editing to something. So it might not be a product that will turn around really fast unless somebody on this team is like a media expert, which I'm not.
No, but I might have somebody in my wheelhouse that can help us with that. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. And I would suggest also, I mean, you don't need a script verbatim for the verbiage, but to have whatever messaging in that word,
What are end
what
results?
the bullet points are.
Okay,
Because it will be a representation of the city of Kaiser, and knowing my colleagues on the desk, they will have a lot.
we'll have all the answers for you. We'll make you proud.
And
Jane, does that work for
well,
you?
I would feel more comfortable if we brought this to the whole BCC. I don't think I can make any commitment on behalf of our group.
When do you meet next?
We meet on October 11th, what is it, October something, because we're skipping this meeting, we don't have any candidates this month.
October 9th.
October 9th, thank you.
And I think this would be a good beginning of the year goal.
I think so.
Yeah, and that's,
Right.
that's a reasonable timeline.
And then are there rules about just parts of committees meeting not in public? You know, I start getting worried about public meeting laws as well. So we need guidance on how we can move this forward.
Tim, could you get some, guidance and then send them an email from, our fabulous city attorney, Joe, and also maybe get some parameters on what that video looks like. I mean, he might say no go on under 18 and then, you know, from the
Right.
get-go. So just what some big broad stroke parameters.
Sure, absolutely, I can get that, probably by middle of next week,
Cool. Thank you.
checking people's schedules.
All right. And then Jane, we'll wait till you go ahead, but we'll start kind of the background stuff so that we're ready if you guys say yes.
Okay,
Will that be okay with you?
That sounds good to me. I love the idea. I
Okay.
just don't, you know, baffles or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I.
Any other questions?
I have a question. I'm
Yeah.
Larry,
Hi.
and I've shared with the committee before that I've had people come up to me feeling uncomfortable about living in Kaiser because of their ethnic background.
I'm sorry.
What is your, I mean, do you have people of ethnic background applying for volunteer positions on your committee?
I don't have a memory, so I'm not a good person to ask, but it just seems a little awkward for me to think, oh yeah, that person was this or that person was that. I just, you know, feel comfortable categorizing people. You know, I would hope that everybody in Kaiser would feel very comfortable to come to our meeting and apply for positions. We're all very welcoming and I mean, we try not to have bias against anybody. You know, I understand there's unconscious bias, but I would just encourage everybody, no matter your background, you know, if you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're other, if you're skin color, you know, anything, everybody is welcome. Okay, thank you. We served together on planning, didn't we? Yes. Yeah. I'm sad to hear that people feel not welcomed. Yes. We need to be welcoming and we try to be to everybody.
This is a silly question probably. Where does the volunteer application live?
It's on a,
City of Kaiser
Kaiser,
website?
yeah, Kaiser, cityofkaiser.org. Let's find out here. I have it right here because Don kindly gave me that. So it's kaiser.org /volunteer-information.
And if somebody went to like cityofkaiser.com, like Google City of Kaiser, and like from the homepage, is it pretty easy to find?
Yes, because Kaiser is an unusual spelling, you know, but so, yeah, if you Google Kaiser City, it should come up.
Okay, cool. I think maybe we're talking about a video for youth engagement for volunteerism. Maybe to what Larry was saying, if there was something more, and this is probably just a bigger idea, but maybe if there was more videos highlighting volunteers with different ethnic backgrounds, because my grandfather's a federal court interpreter, English, Spanish, and the language barrier is crazy to get across sometimes. So maybe that's just a huge idea that needs to get thrown against a wall and see what sticks. Because that would be probably great for a lot of people to just have a mosh posh video of volunteerism, different people, City of Kaiser, and just highlight that anybody can do it. So I don't know, maybe that's an idea.
For sure. We should try to represent all sorts of different people.
Yes, Ms. Crosby.
Thank you, Chair Barney. So I think that probably what I'm hearing, because their next meeting isn't until October, if you had a work group
just start it and then go present it there, then that would be, they could listen, BCC could listen, and then it would be ready to go to council.
Okay.
In my opinion. Okay?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah, if we could add that to the agenda, then.
So you
Overnight.
can go ahead and reach out and find out what date and time would be best, yeah.
So actually, I think that time would be perfect between now and this group's next meeting. You folks can work on a script or lay out the general, parameters of what you're looking for, then you can present that to them, to the DCC. And then if everyone is happy with where it's landing, I can run it by the leadership team, the city staff folks, and then take it to the city council shortly thereafter.
Excellent, okay. That's what we'll do.
Get approval for concept.
Alright. Is everybody good with that plan? And if you've got, questions or ideas about it, if you could get that information that Ozzy or I, that would be great. That way we can make sure we've got everybody and all the information.
We should probably go through Dawn for that because of the public meeting law.
Oh, okay, well, then,
I would form like a little small committee, as long as you don't have a quorum.
yeah, it was gonna be
Two of you,
two of us.
Yeah,
right?
So you can have it.
Yeah.
we can just brain dump it,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not.
Because if we go to-
Well,
Cause if we go to three, then we're in trouble, right?
Right,
Okay.
which is why if we have ideas, we need to send them to
Send
Dawn,
them
so
to-
she can send them to you guys.
Okay,
We
Okay.
can't
Yeah,
do it
that-
directly.
okay. So
Mm.
ideas and everything goes to Dawn and then we'll get them, and then we'll make sure we include them in what our little presentation, and you can get us on the agenda,
Yes, so for October 9th at 6,
October 9
yes.
at 6. Is that here? I'm
It
sorry
is.
for making it. Okay, thank you. All right. I need to hear from them, okay, excellent. Any other questions, Eileen? Jane, thank you so for coming for, yeah, an eye opener. And I'm kind of surprised at the whole youth thing, that they're just not jumping at volunteering. I mean, I don't really know why, but as a kid, I would jump for the opportunity, so. Thank you so much for coming, appreciate your time.
Thank you for
you.
inviting me, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It'll be great to work together. I think our committees are very suitable to work as a team. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, neighborhood associations.
Is this the Southeast?
No, they're,
Southeast is
they're
our-
next door.
They're across the hallway. I'm so sorry.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for listening. Okay, so now we're at committee reports. Jane did hers. Are you gonna do another report?
I sent mine to Dawn
And we
she
got it.
got it. I
Yeah.
am not gonna go through that long list. I'm ready well, but
Okay,
if y'all have questions, I can answer it. I can tell you that the neighborhood family councils and the Elks is open, so if you have businesses that were not represented at our national night outs or our Fun Fridays, they are definitely looking for us to do this again next year and grow it even bigger.
fair enough. I think you guys did a wonderful job at Greater Northwest Kaiser Neighborhood Association. The statistics and the number of families and the information provided is amazing. I wish we had got the same report from the other neighborhood associations so we can get a better feel for what they're doing.
I can have Rhonda come and share with us next time.
Well, thank you, Pam, appreciate that. Any other reports or anything from anybody?
Thank you, Chair Hart. I know, so I wasn't able to make city council, so they put off going over the diversity stuff this past Monday. You're
That made me very sad.
you're-
She's over there.
We're okay, we'll get through it, we'll get through it together. I had an emergency. What I will say, just from looking over this again, none, our postcards, is none of our other committees have mission statement. So I just want you to think about
That was because again, I'm just a liaison, so I can just tell you my thoughts on the matter.
And
So I love the first one because really your city needs you and it shows exactly, it's just my feedback, I'm not talking to anybody else, I'm speaking as I agree with something.
right.
But, my opinion is just from the first get-go of it is that, we don't mention things. Or maybe, correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
You're, I think what, as I read through it, to me, it looked like it was trying to summarize the appendix A, but, maybe it needs a little more word crafting to it, I'm not sure.
So
clarification.
that back, that's beautiful, but this one, and then you could even put on the back of that one, this one again.
Okay,
You get what I'm saying, and get rid of the mission statement.
there was a reason that mission statement was placed there. Being a diverse committee that we are and non-political and that we. To me, kind of new. I wanted people to know what our mission statement was, who we are. I say, hey, I'm on the engagement, diversity and engagement committee, you know, is there any information you can share? What's that all about? No, really. So it just seemed like it was really important for everybody to know what we stand for and who we are. And
That's just my feedback, I mean.
Oh, I get it.
It's still gonna go to the council.
it was brought up by Lori Christopher as well to me. That was the reason that we put it on, I put it on there. Go ahead.
Question is, this is the CDEC RAC card, right? And then this one, the other one is just for volunteer committee to support the other ones, correct?
Other than me, yeah, the one for the city was designed to bring to the attention. The different types of volunteer work you could do at the city and what committees there were. And how to, and where to volunteer at, on the website.
So the only thing I would add is put us on both committees, both RAC cards, because if this is gonna be a RAC card for Kaiser, we need to be on it as well. I do like our RAC card, I like it a lot.
I'm not taking credit, my production manager did it, thank you, Justin. Okay, well,
And then my other feedback, and this is just with my personal marketing eye, there's a lot of words there. Sometimes bullet points. If you do, whatever you do, there's a lot of words.
yeah. Okay,
So that's just, again, feedback.
Under, sorry,
go ahead, then.
out of practice. Under we are here to listen, if we just put where we meet, that makes it a little less wordy. We meet at 6 p.m., where we meet, the date, or first Thursday of the month.
Just like an invitation to a party, just place,
Yeah.
time, that's what it is.
Keep it really simple. We can take out the other information and we meet the first Thursday of the month, 6 p.m. This is the room we
It's
meet.
on the first page. huh?
Oh, first page.
Yeah,
I
And so we're put it on the
take
back.
that and just put it on the back.
Take that
yeah.
and put it on that.
Or,
Yeah.
what if we're just, so we have two cards, here, one's for the CBAC, one's for the volunteers. And we're talking about summarizing, so to speak, why do we do the CBAC, the from the way it is, and maybe the back, why don't we just kind of copy? We invite you to volunteer, like if you could, you're welcome to join CBAC, or these are the other options. So so to the back of the volunteer one, to the back of the CBAC, the focus of the CBAC is CBAC, we're inviting you for our committee, but if it's not your jam, there are other things you can also.
Well, that was the purpose of both cards. CDC, we need information. We
Mhm.
need for people to know what we do. we need people to show up, be responsive to us. And so and with the city part, it's all about the rest of the city and their committees and the other city committees. So there are two separate cards. One's ours, one goes to the city. Now, planning wants to do one, I'm happy to design one for them or any of these other committees. But it's not my decision.
I have another question.
So, right, do like the fact you have it, we're not a political body, what if we took everything above right here, where we're not a political body?
Yeah.
And paraphrase that a little better, so it's in the method. Or get rid of it.
Another,
Lori,
another,
Jerome, what do you guys think?
just quickly here, I wonder, and I saw this when you're in the budget committee, or one of the committees, they're talking about something that should also be put in another committee. So we just spoke with Jane about the BCC. Perhaps this is something maybe we should talk to them about, since they're the ones receiving the application and reviewing them.
But this committee isn't appointed by BCC.
I know, but
City council and mayor.
But I'm talking about working collaboratively with them, like this is what we are gonna present to the city council. You guys do the application, you guys have any thoughts as well of anything we can do here before going to city council? Tim, can we do that?
And in that way, it's more of a marketing plan, like you have, there's still elements of a rock hard, you have the video, you can see how it's flowing through.
What about
So-
working with the Kaiser Chamber on it as well then?
Again, all that stuff has to go through council, get approved, and then go there.
Okay, work, the RAP card or these cards are designed to bring awareness to our committee. Where we are, what we do, and our mission.
So this is,
And it's, if we need to be careful in diluting our mission. If we want to, strictly from a marketing perspective, our mission is to bring awareness to our committee and get information back and explain to people who we are. Mission statement, where we meet, we want you to come. The city is letting people know that we have committees that need volunteers, and here's how you do it. And if, or you can be either a volunteer on the committee, or you can show up to the committee and participate. Am I off base here?
I think before you, sorry, before you probably waste a lot of time going around, I mean, you could go down the line as one option to see what everybody has to say. Is that this is exactly what's gonna be shown to city council, and I have no doubt with our 7 amazing different personalities, that they'll have some feedback, and that's something that you can just work on the next.
Okay, all right.
But since I thought we put this together here, this year. Yeah, so, no, what I was gonna say is, I like it. And I like it because the first page, it's really quick to read. And yes, exactly. And if you wanna read more about it, then you can go on the back. But I really like the way it's laid out. I think it's.
I know, what I did was took the information and an idea back to my guy, and this is what he did, thank you.
I really like the way it's set up.
Appreciate that, man. Larry, what do you think? Any changes, any other ideas?
You want my brain to wake up? No,
Jet lag down there, wake up.
no, I'm with him, as somebody who's coming in, it's like. You find it somewhere and you're like, oh, hey, Kaiser. Very simple, very easy. Especially for, you get some people who don't like to read or maybe having a hard time reading. You know, they'll look at this and they'll look at this and they'll say, that was simple. And then get to the next page. Well, their mind's already at that place where, hey, it caught my attention now, because now I wanna know more about this. And then they go, and then if they have questions, then they can reach out to somebody to say, okay, can you help me to understand this a lot better? Because you caught their attention with something very simple. Instead of coming at them with a fastball, you gave them an underhand pitch.
Yeah.
What do you think? Or changes or?
I actually really like the way it is, and I shared this morning with some of the business leaders at Seville. And the one thing they said is it catches your eye. And they caught that we're not on this one.
I feel bad, sorry.
So that would be my only add Kaiser's Community Diversity Engagement Committee on the one for the city. But it caught their eye, and some of them said, I'm probably not gonna take the time to read the back. And some of them said, I'm glad that you have your mission statement on there, but this part was a little heavy. I like it because it tells people who we are, where we are, and what we stand for, and our mission is our guide.
I will second you too, and I think we're in this era where we have very short attention span. I know I do, so if I don't get what I need right away, I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole unless I'm, okay, this is. So this is gonna be a postcard, so what they see is not gonna be this big. So when it condenses down, this section is gonna be very, very little. People are not gonna read, it's gonna look like
The fine print.
the kind of. So I think if I hear everybody talk about the mission, I think if I was to suggest any change, perhaps we just don't have the big words catch people's attention, maybe we should just remove these, we the community, diversity engagement, and just leave a big, we are here to listen. Because this information here is already on the first side, when we meet, the time and where. So I just make that big letters to catch people's attention. And it states our mission, which that's what we're trying to share. I don't think we need necessarily the rest of it. If somebody's interested, the QR code is here. They're gonna go into the website and read the rest.
And everybody here knows those QR codes are just fake, right?
Yeah.
Don't try scamming them.
Yeah, do not scam them. I don't know what they'll do to your phone.
What did you? What did you kid? Is that what it-
But, you know, I was gonna add just, I think I like though, like as somebody else pointed out, the fact that we're not a political body, I think that should be stressed. In my opinion,
I think so, yeah.
but other than that, yeah, I think.
No, I like it. Like I did, so I circled here, so like I figured putting the meeting place, time and date, what the address and everything on the back and replacement of, because then it's just kind of repetitive where we, the committee first, instead of twice. But yeah, I like that, just having, we are here to listen and just the invitation, you're invited,
Yeah.
address, date, time. And it doesn't have to change because it's always the first Thursday of every month.
Yeah.
So if you do those updates, I would suggest that you get that to Tim so we can update the agenda packet for the 15th.
Can I get it to you by Monday? Is that too late?
That would be fine, that would be great.
And we probably need to make a motion if I'm correct, to, if you vote on it or whatever changes.
Correct, yeah, if you're all, if everyone is okay with the changes that you're proposing, then get them to me and I can update it as a second draft in
Well, even if you take out that we are the committee and you keep that we are here to listen,
Uh-huh.
you put down the time and date and stuff.
Yeah.
But as I'm reading this, I would say, we are here to listen, please come and share.
Please come and share. Okay.
Yeah. Give them, invite them,
And that's a good place to put that.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Okay, so
I second that.
just a recap and then yay or nays. So on the CDC card,
Mhm.
we're gonna take out on the back part, or where it says in large letters, we are here to listen. Please come and share, all in quotes, right there. And then in the next paragraph, we're gonna take everything out with the exception, we're listening to what you say, we're not a political body, but a fact-finding and action-driven committee. Our work depends on real facts and examples, and we want to get them from Kaiser Rights. Does that work for everybody?
And then the time, date, place.
Okay. All right, so move that to the back instead
Right,
of
the
front.
the front side, have just that on the back.
And my other suggestion is maybe get it in a postcard, like have the bigger one for the council to use, but maybe actually print it in the size that it comes.
You really want to see it, okay.
Well, if
I
not,
was gonna give glasses.
maybe to say to council, I'd like to see it this, and then we're wasting another.
No, I get it. No, that's a very good idea. And for those of you who don't have it in color, it is McNary blue and City of Kaiser blue that we use.
I like it.
And then I will still not have usable QR codes until everybody says yay or nay on it. And, all right,
So then do we need a motion? To make the edits and then have
okay,
Robin send that over to Tim by Monday?
all right.
That would be appreciated, yes.
I will motion for what I just said.
Okay.
To have the-
Nicely done. Thank you so much.
Why?
Please report. Thank
Wait.
Love it. Is there any discussion? Elaine, are you good with this? Okay, well then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Excellent, thank you so much. I think the motion. Right.
You got used to the power, girl.
That's 5 pound ballot. Okay.
You got a hand over here.
Yes, Don. Oh, Don.
Don.
I didn't receive the vote for the prior motion on, sorry, let's go back. About, the motion for the committee, working with volunteer committee, with Canary High School and the youth videos.
I have to withdraw that motion, don't I? 'Cause
Well,
we
it's right,
created
it
a-
died for the third and second.
I received a
Yes, you had a second.
Yes.
So I withdraw my motion because we created a work group. Do you withdraw your second?
Motion and second has been withdrawn, Don. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Because you did that, right?
Yeah, that's it, man. Thank you. Okay, the last thing, so we're running kind of out of time, it is now about 7:05. The last thing, I was thinking about the meeting tonight and what we're gonna discuss and moving forward. And I just wanted to know if there would be any objections if we moved our meeting into one of the civic rooms and use a U-shaped seating arrangement or a head table with chairs and tables, like, I think they call that classroom style, in front of us. And my reasoning for this is, first of all, I can't see any of your faces, see if you're liking what I say or not say. And two, it's intimidating for us to sit up here. It gives us, to me, a sense of councilship, like the counselor sitting up here. And if our mission is to listen, and we don't want to intimidate anybody, we want to be grassroots committee, get the information that we need and deserve. I think putting us in more of a mano a mano situation with our attendees. Counselor Cost.
My feedback to that would be, it would probably need to be a motion and a second until we need to take that to the council.
Okay,
It wouldn't be something that we can just,
automatically do. Okay.
I do have a comment.
and Tim, tell me if I'm wrong on that.
I'm gonna hedge my bet and say you're probably right. But let me double.
Because we wouldn't want the planning commission like, oh, this is like, everybody just ups and starts.
Oh, you're different than
I
that.
know we're different, that's what I'm saying, if we dot all the i's, and then we just put it to the council, and it goes to whoever on September 15th, we're supposed to, the most of the council, that this is how all of your appointed members feel.
Okay, all right.
That's great, and then we've gone through the process.
Tim, yeah.
I have a comment. No, just when somebody comes and presents to us, how would you manage
We
that?
have a podium. A podium instead of a chair and a table and a chair. So it would be a podium, just like at a lectern. Somebody would be speaking to us.
How does everybody feel about that?
I know Zoom doesn't work for those meetings, so that would make it really hard for the owl.
Dawn said. Go ahead, Tim.
We could get the table set up so that the owl would work better. When you have a large meeting room, it doesn't work so well as Kim had indicated, but, we can do some rearranging to get that to work. Just from a historical perspective, I do know the city council has wanted this group to meet elsewhere. So I don't anticipate that you would get a lot of pushback, for bringing this concept to the city council.
Yeah, I'm sorry, city council what?
The city council has encouraged this group to meet elsewhere.
To meet elsewhere?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with what Tim said. I just want to make sure that we're, you know,
I don't need angry council.
they know where you work.
And I know they do. I sit in a fishbowl now. And that brought me to another thing. I would like to have a November meeting in another location. Does anybody want to take and look at the list and make contact, check with Tim to see if the location would either work and have all the elements? And that in November, it would give us time to get it in the paper, get it on social media, get it wherever it needs to be that we've relocated.
Last month, we talked about having that as one of our short-term goals for 2026, not for this year anymore, because we don't have enough time. So it's something we wanted to have it decided by November to have the first meeting elsewhere by June last year.
By June. Okay. All right. I'd like to see who would like to move that date closer. Danny, anybody else would like to move the date closer? Instead of doing it in June of 2026.
No, not June, by June.
By
So we decide by November, and then between January and June, we pick a date. We talked about maybe doing May, actually April. I need to look at my notes. Cause May is when kids are graduating, parents are busy
Yeah.
with sports and everything, but maybe April or June. Those are the kind of months we kind of talked about it because they need to prep, we need to prep. We're still fairly new to this group. And there's so many things we're trying to accomplish and so many places up in the air. I would suggest, we've been talking about this for 3 meetings now. We have a list. We need to pick a place, decide by November. And then in November, also pick, we're gonna try this for January, February, March, but we need more time. We have a lot of things we're trying to accomplish. And I think it's just too much.
Elaine, would you like to take that on with another committee member? No, I am serious. I'll get you the list of the places. I'll get you.
It's in our packet too.
Oh, it's in our packet, their list. If you can look at that list and maybe, do a preliminary look-see with Tim to see which one of those will work and then check out some available dates. So that way we're ready in November to decide where we're going.
I would love to work with Elaine on that.
Okay, you two can do
We
that.
can have 2 or 3 people together.
Three is just.
Three would be the maximum.
Oh, three.
3 or max 3,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Althea, are you open to that?
Well, I'm already working on the video promotional
Okay, yeah.
idea.
So we're with them.
Either one of you available?
Larry's sleeping, so that, yeah.
No, I was thinking because, I'm,
Video problem.
Okay, so.
was being a basketball coach at the school,
Oh, yeah.
and we start in, November. And I go from November to January, push into February. I don't wanna
No,
add more to
Would
my
you be
plate.
available to work with Elaine and
I can work, well, he's busy, so you're gonna work with her on a video, I can work with you on a place, and we can have something for our meeting by November. And knowing that you're gonna be busy from December through January, February.
It'd be from, it starts November, from November to,
Okay, so then we know at least whatever we decide in November, it's gonna be something, we're gonna have this meeting elsewhere by March, April, or,
Yeah.
so you can participate, okay. We got a plan.
Perfect.
I work with Tommy.
Does everybody, know what their roles are in the next couple of weeks, months? Okay, excellent. Any, let me see. Okay, I normally like to keep all meetings to an hour and I, pushed it to 10 minutes after. My apologies. Is there anything else?
I do have
Oh,
something.
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
And so I was reminded by Don that I did volunteer to select somebody to come and present at the September 15th meeting.
Oh, okay.
We have talked about having guidelines, and I don't know if we have created those. And I want to make sure that we stay within those guidelines. And one of them that I need to know is, does the person need to be in Kaiser? I mean, or can I bring somebody from outside Kaiser? That's one question.
I don't think, yeah.
Okay. So, but then again, the guidance about, what would you like them to present, the timing and all that kind of stuff, so that I can take it to them and make sure.
Within 5
So
minutes.
they've got 5 minutes of
And
airtime.
Don can email him.
Yeah, Dawn,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you, okay.
Would we have guidelines?
Yeah, she can email the document that says exactly what the parameters
Oh,
are.
good.
And then you can just forward it on. Boom.
Yes,
You're just
I
like,
like
I'm
it.
a genius.
If you could do that, I would appreciate it. So
Done.
the person that I've chosen is a person
Mic
from the
drop.
Dominican Republic, and he travels around the world recruiting people for Lane Community College, and, so if he's available, he would be happy to do it. If he's not available, then I'll go ahead and do it.
You will? Okay,
Yes.
very cool. Thank you then. Excellent. Anything else for the good of the order? Deb,
Just one follow-up from our last meeting, we talked about having a barbecue at some point in time. We did a little cost, analysis and in front of the police department to say something similar to the blast camp barbecue that just happened. That's probably about a $3,000 event. So as we think into the future, if you want to do something like that next summer, that would be probably around the ballpark price that we'd be looking at. That's all I have. Thank you.
and just so everybody knows on this committee, and it's not a surprise, I don't pay for anything. It's either donated or sponsored. And it's gotta be extraordinary in order to get paid for. Just my 2 cents worth.
I have witnessed that on the 40th birthday. So I would like to invite the Southeast Kaiser Community Center Coordinator to join us for public comment and share what that might look like if we chose that location next month. Would that be okay with everybody?
Sure.
Sure.
Because I've attended those dinners and they're amazing.
Okay. I can get a free dinner.
You guys
Yeah, you
got
can have it.
The Southeast Community Center on your list of possible locations. I just wanted to have them come in and share what that would look like for us.
So the next.
If we
meeting,
use it that site.
Okay, so the next.
And maybe we can get somebody from the Grange
Yeah.
to do the thing, because I know most of us know that, right? But not everybody's familiar with the layout of the Grange, or what that layout might do.
if you're looking for a meeting, if you're looking for a meeting for the Grange, to have meetings at the Grange, right?
Possibly, it's on your list.
Right. I don't think they have elevators.
Oh.
I was just about to say, we don't have an elevator, we only have stairs.
And yeah, and so it would not be ADA acceptable.
You're right about that. I am so sorry. Totally spaced on it.
Totally fine.
I should have remembered because of Marcia. They had to hoist her stairs. Okay.
So, so we'll connect on that and we're gonna invite then somebody to come talk to us in the next meeting. If you host one of the meetings at their place, what that looks like, and Tim is here too, and if ever, okay, thank you.
All right, anything more?
Nope.
Last order of business, figure out who's getting the committee report on
Thank
September
you, yes,
15th.
so sorry. Oh, who's not busy the evening of September 15th at 6 o'clock? I did it, it
I'm
doesn't,
already gonna be there,
you are gonna be there?
I'm gonna be
Well,
there too, so I
because
can.
we're gonna do the presentation.
Oh, that's right, that's right. Do you mind giving the CDEC, committee report at the city
Do
council?
we have like an outline already or?
Dawn, will forward you the minutes. That's all I did was read those minutes. Or,
You can also look back, I think I gave the report on August 9th, the beginning of the meeting, so if you look on YouTube, at the beginning, you can kind of see what I did that day too.
great.
And I can be there.
Thank you, Councilman.
Melted.
But you just want one of us there.
Don, when do you need the name book to the mayor?
The Friday before the meeting, so that would be September 12th, yes.
Yeah. All right, with that, I apologize for being 18 minutes late and everybody have a good evening. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
The time is 7:17.
Thank you for.
There's something coming I should know about.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Were you born?
You're like,
Dude, I love, I just got back from diving lake, because the last weekend I go to Crater Lake.
Hey, good job, everyone. Good job, good job, good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
well done.
For 4 years.
And I'm boy.
So,
Over there right now.
I came so far 2 weeks ago.
Like, I can watch them.
They showing you.
And I'm going to.